Hi everybody, this video is about 5 things that are extremely crucial and you must target if you want to improve your fluency by thrice in the next 5 to 6 months. Now, I know why did I give the title as 195%? It's just because 195% would almost add up to bringing your fluency level to up to 3 times, thrice of where it already is. And I will tell you my own experiences and everything that I tried on myself and I did in my life to accomplish the level of fluency that I have today. Believe me when I tell you that there was a time in my life where I could not speak a word of English properly without hesitating and without doing this in front of people. It was imperative to speak, and I either had to present something, or there was a viva, or there was some exam. It would just send me chills down my nerves and my bones, and I had to work so hard to muster all the courage to bring myself to say a sentence. Even in my very early childhood, I remember I remember those feelings that I had, the feeling of lagging behind, the feeling of not being able to get to my maximum potential because this language was stopping me. I was suddenly moved from an average school to one of the best schools of my city, and my sisters were already going there. I was the last one to reach that good school, and that was the reason my sisters were there, and that was the reason that my parents could actually get me into the school. Otherwise, I really had no chance because my grades were not very good. But my then principal, she showed mercy on my parents that these guys have been trying for so long to get their daughter in. So, all right, there is a space, there's a vacancy, so let's just take her. That's how I got my chance. And believe me when I say it did change my life, because it made this scared little sweet girl into this ferocious woman who was ready to take on the world. So, I'm just gonna teach you the 5 things, and I have written those down so that I don't forget. I have my short notes here, I don't have a very detailed pointers with me today. It's all going to be from my heart, and I assure you, by the end of this video, you will definitely feel that you've gained something and is going to help you in your life. You will not feel that you even wasted a single minute watching this video. I assure you of that. Believe me when I say that learning to speak English fluently was actually my passion number one, has always been. I cannot tell you how to express the importance and to show you what's there in my heart. I truly value this language a lot. And it's not that I am some Angrezon ki bhakt. I am not. It's just that I really enjoy learning this language, and I really enjoy the appreciation I receive in return. And I feel that it makes me shine. And yeah, because the reward is so good, and it's a reward for my passion. So yes, the two things are really fitting in together very well. So yes, I love learning, and I love hearing what people have to say about my speaking prowess. So here I am. Now, talking about the 5 things that I have on the list that are really going to bring up your fluency level by at least thrice or 3x, let's say just 195%, is going to be number one, it's going to be the free education that you have around yourself. Back then, when I was growing up, the free education was very limited. I didn't have a computer around then. Computer used to be a very big privilege, and it used to be a luxury. I remember I got my first computer when I cleared my class 12th exams, because my dad had put this condition that I'm not going to bring a computer in the home because I know that it's going to waste your time. And my dad has always been super serious about all three of ours education. Me, my sisters, we've been told, and the rules were very strict. Even if I had a temperature of, let's say, 100 or 101, I remember going to school. Even then, like, my dad was extremely strict with these things in our place. So yes, that's why we learned the seriousness of education, and both my parents have been teachers all their lives. Now they have retired, but yes, we had that educational vibe in the house. Education was placed at a very high, a lot of regard was given to it. Now, coming to the point of free education, these days a lot of free education is available. You have all these amazing videos that are available on YouTube. I truly value YouTube a lot, much over Instagram, to be very honest, because I feel that people waste a lot of time on Instagram. But when it comes to YouTube, it is pull content. You click something to learn from it. It's not something that is pushed onto you most of the times. Yeah, sometimes the video plays automatically when you're hanging on the screen for some time. I do know they've changed all these things around because that was the need of the hour. But I feel that YouTube is still doing a pretty commendable job at bringing the right kind of content to the right kind of people. I have learned everything in my life with my career that I'm doing right now from YouTube. I learned to make videos, to edit videos, to hire a team, to do whatever I'm doing right now from YouTube. I owe a lot to YouTube. So yes, and I'm not trying to please anybody. I'm not sure anybody's going to find out that I'm saying this about YouTube on this video, but I really mean it. I feel that there is some very good quality education available on YouTube. So you must make use of that, but very few people actually make use of it because we have this thing going on in the world where either somebody is extremely passionate about bringing up a new startup, or retiring as a billionaire, or they are just wasting time. So I see these two types of people too much these days. I don't know which category you fall under, but if you are wasting too much time, and I'm sorry, I'm being very blunt with you, I feel that bluntness is important when you're trying to teach something to somebody. And I'm speaking from a platform where I think you will agree with me that time is of great essence, and a lot of people are wasting a lot of time on the internet, not learning anything new. They're just getting entertained and a lot of dopamine release, and that is what they are chasing. If I were you, this is what I would do. I would pick my favorite 2-3 podcast where I can learn English from. It could be anybody from finance domain, or it could be from some motivation domain, talking good productivity tips. Anybody, any 2 or 3. Like, I really like Ali Abdal. He's a great speaker. I really like the way this guy speaks, and he seems really honest in the way he does his things, and he really inspires me. So yes, one of those guys is really good. He's really good. And there are others, some very good English speaking channels that you could learn from. Choose any one you wish to. I am also coming up with my podcast. This is just a very soft announcement, not really an announcement, just breaking the news to you. My podcast is in the making, and I'm teaming up with Spotify for this. And you may see the first episode in the next 2 months or so. I'm not sure when this particular video is gonna go live, but yes, we are doing it, and we are in the process of doing it. It's a lot of work. We are pulling together the best team available, and we want to bring very good quality content to you. Anyway, coming back, please pick 2 or 3 very good channels. It could be podcast, it could be YouTube channels, because nowadays podcasts are also available in video format. So just pick 2 or 3 good ones, and remember to return to their channels. Listen to them more often. Listen to their content, because you will learn. If I am learning, you will learn. And I am learning. I'm using my resources in the best possible way, because my time is my biggest asset. And whenever I'm wasting my time on watching some silly reel or some silly content piece, somebody else is making money on the cost of my time. I don't like that feeling. Just honest, very honest. Okay, so this is one thing. Another thing that I do, if I were you, a crucial thing that you can do for your life if you want to improve your fluency by thrice in the next 4 or 5 months, is isolation. Isolate yourself. I really do not know how to express the importance of this point that I want to convey to you. It's so important to talk to yourself. I don't know how often you do that, or you do that or not at all. Talking to yourself in isolation, keeping people out of your life, and focusing on yourself, cutting the distractions is where the game lies. Please understand, a lot of engagement farming is happening these days. People are using all crazy hooks. I don't know what nonsense goes on. Like, the content would be absolutely something else, but they will use a hook just to make you stay on the reel for 3 5 seconds so that they can show it to Instagram that the reel is being watched for 5 8 seconds, and that is going to bring up the engagement. They will use somebody else's video for first 3 4 seconds to keep your focus intact, and then they will paste their content on top of that hook, and that is what they are doing to you. Understand, your time, you're running out of it. Either you make something of your life or you don't make anything of your life. नुकसान सिर्फ आपका है और आपकी फैमिली का है. Stop being fooled by people who are playing all these clickbaity techniques on you. Please understand the essence of your life and how short it's like a candle flame. It's that fragile. Please use it wisely. By isolation, I mean that you need to stop distractions, cut down on the number of people you hang out with, cut down on the number of people who are not contributing anything to your life, or rather are making fun of your progress, or making fun of the things that you're trying to do or you're making endeavor towards. There are gonna be so many naysayers you'll have to identify and keep yourself away from. That is what I've done. All my life, I've been extremely careful of whom I am spending my time with, because nobody else will do that for me. Everybody is doing it for themselves. And I guess most people are not doing a very good job here. I don't know. I have a feeling that a lot of you might just end up not liking me after this video. But again, I just do not want to stop myself from saying these things anymore. I have played safe in the past, but I feel that if you guys follow me and if you've been connected to this channel for the last 6 7 years now, I have a certain duty towards you to tell you the truth. I'm just telling you what goes on in the content creation ki dunya. And these things are happening. A lot of clickbaits, a lot of hooks are being used, and you are being manipulated. You have to identify that it is being done to you. Save yourself from wasting all that time. I've observed myself doing this so many times now. And if it is happening to people who are more or less aware of what they are doing with time, imagine the extent at which it is happening to people who are not aware of it. I'm telling you, I am very, very selfish when it comes to spending time with people or with things. I have a lot of things to do in a day, and most of those things require productivity, creativity. I'm a content maker. So I have to be creative with my ideas. I need to think. And to think, I need to feel peace, to be away from distractions. So I'm careful. That's what I do. I work out regularly because that gives me peace of mind. My reason for working out is, my secondary reason is to make my body and to look slim and to look good. My first reason is to feel good, to feel at peace. Because when I do not work out for 3 4 5 days, I start to see changes in my mind. And that is how I'm trying to curtail my habits, my devotion to other things, and follow a very isolated path. A path that is lonely, because road to success is extremely lonely. You may be surrounded with people, but at the end of the day, you're the one managing your emotions. You're the one sitting with yourself and talking to yourself and guiding yourself on the right path. And this happens a lot. It happens on a daily basis with me. I'm just teaching you what I follow, and I'm telling you, these are things you must learn, because not all these ideas are original. I am learning from the books that I read, and I read a lot of books. And these things are written by some of the greatest minds in the world. Isolation has a lot of power. if you learn it in the first place. Then comes the rewards. Understand, learning anything, be it English, dance, learning to ride a cycle, anything, swimming, gymming, anything. If it doesn't become your madness, you will not be able to excel at it. You're watching this video because you want to excel at being able to speak well. And I'm not just talking about English. English just happens to be a medium. English is a way you communicate with the world because this is a common language people speak all around the globe. It's all about learning to speak well. English, learning to speak in English is secondary, right? So why you're learning this is to bring an edge to your life, to bring an edge to your career. And I respect that. If you're trying to do that, you're already on the right path, but you need to do a better job with the kind of madness you put into it. It's like falling in love. Fall in love with somebody and you're obsessed with them, right? You think about them all the time. Just thinking about them brings you a smile, right? Right, it does. It does. Of course, all of us have fallen in love at some point in our lives. I'm still in love. Yeah. So yes, it's like falling in love with learning to speak in this language. And again, English is secondary. Prime motive is to be able to speak well. Communication skills is prime motive number 1. English is number 2. Motive number 2, right? Okay, getting to point number 3. You will have to draw up your own action plan. You may listen to a lot of these YouTube videos from me, from other people. There are many content creators who make videos on this topic. But at the end of the day, you will have to decide on your action plan. What you want to do with your time. What suits you. Like if I were you, this is the kind of action plan I would make for myself. I am going to watch one English episode every single day, which is roughly around 40-45 minutes. I'm going to do 30 minutes of reading every day. I'm going to be talking to somebody in English for at least 15-20 minutes, either on a phone call or somebody in person. And I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to listen to a podcast for 10 minutes at least every single day. So this is an action plan in the making. If you want an action plan, there is a beautiful video on this channel. In the last few 8-10 videos, you'll find that video. Go look it up. There is a proper description of action plan that you can use. Okay, so if you want my help, take that video for help. If you want your own help, nothing better than that. You need an action plan of your own and you need to fall in love with that action plan. Devote your madness to it. See, put madness into doing something and then you see results. Before you judge it, you follow it. Point number 4 is following a more holistic approach. So holistic approach means that you're not just focusing on the speaking part, you're focusing on the rest of the parts also. Like I've told you in one of my previous videos, actually 2 or 3 of my previous videos, that English is about 2 things. It's about consumption and it's about production. You consume English and that's when you produce. Unless you consume, unless you're learning, consumption is learning. Unless you learn, how will you produce? I get asked this question a lot of times, like in my English course, learners are getting to speak to each other. And I get this question asked that, ma'am, if 2 people can't speak properly and they're talking to each other, how will they learn? Valid point. And I'm working on resolving that problem. But my point is that even if those 2 people are talking to each other, they know little bit of English, right? And if they're not talking to each other, they're not talking at all to anybody. I'm at least opening the doors. They may not be very good at the language, but they are still getting to practice to speak to somebody. When you're practicing to speak in English with anyone, the idea is not to speak to somebody who speaks very well back. The idea is to kill your own hesitation. You could be talking to the wall. Sometimes that also helps. Like I have spoken a lot to myself in the mirror. If you have been following me for some time, you're aware of this idea that I have spoken a lot to myself in my mirror to practice my English. It helps. I'm just talking to myself, but it kills my hesitation. So yes, speaking in the language is extremely important. Following a holistic approach is even more important. Not just polishing your speaking skills, but also polishing your listening abilities to listen well. And if you want a proper guidance on listening well, you will find one of those videos on my channel. Just Google my name and put listening English karke kuch kuch and you will find it. Okay. Now, another thing is that being able to write well is also important, because by writing you get to practice your grammar. You understand where you are lagging, because when you write you get time to think, but when you're speaking you don't get time to think. So writing is also very helpful in practicing to speak English well. Writing, listening, speaking, reading. Reading takes patience, and I understand why most people don't do it. Like, there are times when I'm in a plane and I turn around, I have a book in my hand and I just, I look around. Who else is reading? Believe me, you'll hardly find 1 out of 200 people who are reading. People don't read on the planes. And if you're not reading on the plane where you have nothing else to do, I don't know when will you read. It's just because you've not developed the habit. And developing habits obviously takes patience and it takes effort. And I understand why you're not doing it. It's hard. But because it is hard, it's very rewarding. I'm sure you're not hearing this for the first time. You've heard this before 1,000 times and probably a lot of times from your parents. And your parents will never want anything bad for you. That means this is a valid point. If you want rewards out of something, you've got to put in your effort first. Reading is extremely rewarding practice. It teaches you great ideas. It makes you time travel. It takes you different parts of the world. Because when you're reading an Australian author, you're seeing what their perspective. You are seeing how Australians feel or Australians think of what happens in Australia. So you travel not just in time, but you also travel geographically. It brings you crazy, great perspectives of living life. So if you're not habitual of reading, I'd suggest that you start to read at least a page every day, be it a novel, magazine, internet article, although I would refrain myself from using a screen around then, because that is a great break from screen. I usually have books. I always have a book in my bag. I'll show you the book that I'm reading right now. Games People Play. Great book. It's giving me really good insights into people's behavior. I'm using it in my family. No, it does help. Anyway, it's a very old book. It was, I think, written in 1960s or so. Long before I was born, but it's a great book. It teaches you tricks. Last point on the list is that, and I'm ending the video now, I'm sorry I've taken a lot of your time. Building fluency is like building muscles. It's like building body. If you stop to practice the way you stop going to the gym, whatever muscles you've made already dissolve. So if you do not want your fluency to dissolve, you'll have to keep doing it. You'll have to be attached to the idea of being able to speak fluently all your life. It's not a goal. It's a path. It has no goal. The goal is not to just achieve fluency. The goal is to actually maintain fluency. So you'll have to keep practicing all your life, because otherwise you will lose confidence. You may still be able to understand what others are saying, but you will not be able to produce good English if you do not practice it enough. Okay, so these are 5 things that I'd do if I were you. They are extremely crucial if you want yourself to be extremely fluent in the next 4 or 5 months. And I know fluency is a difficult thing to achieve in just such a short span of time, but it is possible. It is possible to start speaking much better from where you are right now in the next few months, if you actually get down to it and you take it up as a challenge. You take it up as a to-do, a real to-do in your life, something that you have to do. Like, you have to get married, right? One day, most people have to. If you take it as seriously as that, it is achievable. I'm not saying that you'll be 100% fluent in the next few months, but all I'm saying is you will 100% see great results and great improvement in the next few months if you follow these 5 things. Very simple, not a big deal. You're already a pro at it, you've been doing it for other things. I'm just asking you to do it for yourself in this domain this time. I'll see you in the next video. And thank you very much for being connected to me and following me on this journey. I've been learning. My English has improved so much in the last few years because I've been making all this content, and I've been reading and trying to read the good stuff because that helps me create good content. Yeah, love it. Love it being here. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Please take care of yourself, take care of your family, and do not stop learning. Learning is the biggest joy of life. Thank you. Bye.